Hello, this is Alejandro Bratti and William Isley from Bratti, and welcome to Spanglish for Network on Singo TV channel 250. Please remember to download both the Singo TV app on the respective app stores on iOS and Android devices. While you download, make sure to rate and leave a comment. The app is free and is available in Google Chrome, Amazon Fire, Roku, and all smart TVs. Today, we are so happy to be here with you again in the second part of our program. So let's start. How are you, William, today?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm doing well too, and I have my kid looking for candies, so just to be aware of that happening.
It's not like you're a parent or anything at home. I mean, why would that happen?
I don't know. And I have a little aunt that is looking always for the sugar. So, but well, last week we set the stage for this transformative journey that we are going through right now. We discussed the crucial shift from a lens of surviving to one of thriving, and what is the difference between one and the other, touching on how it affects every facet of our lives, our purpose, our emotions, our health, relationships, everything.
Yes, absolutely. So last time we dove into the symptoms of living in chronic stress mode. Yay! And you contrasted that with the liberating and vibrant feeling of thriving as we take empowerment into our own hands and walk toward our best lives.
And today we are going to go deeper into a topic that is really close to our hearts. And why I say close, because for me, I even have like one of my words as why to become what is my best version is this word, and it's self awareness. Uh, and it's cornerstone for personal growth, and normally it's underestimated, but that is key for everything.
It, yeah, absolutely. So we can, yeah, we can explore the impact of going through life on autopilot. It's so much fun, especially if you're driving on autopilot, like I've done multiple times. It's not fun, trust me. And the immense benefits that conscious mindfulness brings to everyday experiences, because yeah, there's nothing quite like being tired and turning into oncoming traffic at a stoplight going, oh crap, there's headlights. Boom, over onto the other side of the road.
So, to give you an idea of what we're going to be talking, we are going to start with okay, what is self awareness and why that is important. We are going to move to do a meditation live here with all of you, like just to feel part of what we are explaining. We are going to discuss about some tracking things. We want to get to the tracking. I hope that we can get to the tracking, but that's one of the ideas that we have, and also identify some triggers that affect us during the process of self awareness, and that self awareness of those triggers and what is happening behind the scenes is key to really start the transformation that we're looking for.
So yeah, and it comes down to the theoretically closing meditation that's focused on settling an expanded self-awareness intention and the commitment for the week ahead.
So we are going to invite you to something like we are really. This is a course that we do. So we are going to help you, like ask you, like even have some notes. There is a lot of neuro scientific things that we learn when we are writing things. So look for a book that you can be writing anything that it's important, like, oh, this is a good idea. or maybe I have a questions about this. Like anything that is happening, just take some notes and let's unlock the power of self-awareness together.
And assuming it's an option, find a comfortable spot to be for the meditation. So then, let's dive into Unlock Clarity, Mastering Self-Awareness, The Path to Thriving. Dun, dun, dun. Oh.
So I like that. So let's, as we delve inside of this episode and start to understand the value of self-awareness, it's not just a buzzword. It's not like we are just taking too much time talking about this. It's really the foundation of a thriving life.
Yeah, we can't say that enough. It's a without some version of self-awareness, the whole ship without a compass, without a sextant, and just drifting wherever, stuck in the current, and all kinds of life's possibilities. And we get to miss our true direction because we're too focused on wherever else, or we're just mindlessly going through life stuck in one current, talking about shipping lanes and everything. And we never actually, well, if we don't know where we're going, we're always there.
Or anything is okay. And it's like, I don't understand why this is happening. Okay, because we didn't plan it. So think about it, like how many times we have found ourselves repeating patterns. Like, okay, this is the third time that this is happening in my life, and I don't understand why this is happening. Like, why this is the third job that I have, and it's again the same thing with my boss doing the same things. It's like I don't understand why everybody's behaving like that when that is happening. So it can be jobs, it can be relationships. Like, okay, this is my second or third marriage. I don't know, and maybe that and it's still the same thing. And it's like again, everything started different, but now it's again the same thing. And really, what is holding you back? What are the habits that are holding you back? What are the things that you are creating in your mind that is moving the other person to start to behave the way that you don't want? So that is key. It's what we are not aware of. It can be our wants, our needs, but really what we want to tell you today is that you have the power to change the course.
And it's not just avoiding negative. It's living without self-awareness means that we often miss recognizing our strengths, passions, the moments that bring us genuine joy. One of the concepts that's moving through America right now is what's your superpower kind of thing. And some of my clients, when I bring that up, I point out what they think their weakness is. And I'm like, that's your superpower. They're going, what? Oh, yeah, we overlook the opportunity to truly connect with others and our own deeper self. I mean, if we are busy judging ourselves because we think our greatest superpowers are actually our weakness, I mean, that's going to screw things up a lot. We don't even need a screwdriver for that. Oh, wait.
And this is key what you are saying, because we believe in the law of polarity. And the law of polarity says that there is one side and there is another side at the same time. So the negative side of that weakness that you are talking at the same time is your superpower. And it's like, how that can be? Like, it's not possible. Yes, it's possible. And it's really something that I have experienced in my life several
So,
times.
so the thing is, I have a 1 in 5,000 case of ADHD. The normal definition is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. And yet, seen as the superpower that it is, it's attention dialed to a higher dimension, which means I have challenges doing life on life's terms some days. And so, but by the same token, every time that Alejandro and I talk, it's like every week I've gotten a new download sometimes. And it's yeah. So that's a concrete example of, okay, so this is a weakness and this is a strength all in the same place.
And it's the same one. You're talking about the same one. It's like, for example, again, the other example in my case, I didn't like to be in front of a camera, at least for photos, yes, but video, no, at all. In any social media, in any place. And we have this show that last week we had 2.6 million people listening. So it's like, wow, from not liking it to being here and talking every week. So it's like, okay, this is another superpower that until I decided to take the power, and it's like, okay, I want to do it, and I'm going to do it with all the fears and everything, because I did it with the fears at the beginning. And I am natural now. It's like, it's normal. I am having a good conversation with all of you, and I am having fun here. And I really enjoy it, like really enjoy it. So developing self-awareness through practices like mindfulness. We have talked a lot of times about that. And it's like, why again, mindfulness, Alejandro? I don't like that. My mind is not focused. Like, no, it's important because transform everything. And it's okay if you start with 1 minute. It's okay. I am not saying that you need to do 2 hours in the Everest or in Nepal and doing like a monk there. No, that's not what we are talking about. 1 minute to calm your mind, to relax, to start to connect with your inner self, your inner power, and start to turn. It's like turning on a light in a room that has been dark for a long time. Okay, at the beginning, you don't know what you are going to find. But when you start to have it open, you start to find a lot of things.
Exactly. Here's a challenging one for you. It's about becoming the observer in your own life. And oh my God, some days that is so hard. It's noticing the reactions, the emotions, the thoughts. Wait for it. Without judgment.
Mm,
Oh my God, that is so difficult, especially when, like in my past, my history, I was taught to judge everything about myself. And
mm,
so the awareness, it brings clarity, it brings calmness, or it can bring calmness. And it allows us to make the choices that align with our true self, because in between the thing that happens and how we respond to it is our choice, our time to make the choice of, do we react or do we act?
mm. So let's start to give another example. Like, and really, this self-awareness is something very empowering. I never forget, like really, when I was in one of my jobs a few years ago, not what I am doing now, but there, the little self-awareness that I have had at that time kept me stuck repeating the same self-sabotage in that job. Like I was like moving from one country to another and sabotaging myself. I was being amazing and excellent doing the job that I was doing, like fixing the things and the problems in the company. But I was sabotaging myself. I was sabotaging my health. I was sabotaging a lot of even my relationships, like close relationships. Uh, so numb out through emotion. Like I decided, like I really remember the day that one of my bosses told me, Alejandro, emotions in work doesn't work. You have to take it out. And it was when I started like really my career as a manager, and I started to grow in that career with like manager and director, and and I had that in my head, like emotions doesn't work at work. And I had that, and that became a program in my head. Like, so I was thinking like I need to prove myself all the time, My worth is what are my results, nothing else. And if my results are bad, that's my worth. My worth is very low. If my results are good, that's my worth. I am good. So I have attached completely on external elements. What is my worth? What is my value? What is everything? So there was what was happening is like, okay, I had like people, stakeholders that were telling me, no, this work is bad, Alejandro, because yeah, you get the numbers, but look at all this mess in this area, this lie. So it was very easy to turn me on. It was very easy to like, no, I don't care about anything. If you don't want me, I go out and I do another thing. And I was so like at the end angry, like always reacting to everything and all the emotions, all the things that other people were saying. And I said that emotions doesn't go well. At the end, I was with a stuck emotion trapped inside of me. And really, the wake up for me connected with the overwhelm, like exhaustion, because there were a lot of like the boundaries were very poor. Like I could work from 7 a.m. and receive in calls at 5 a.m. and finish at 9 p.m. And still receiving calls at 12 uh, or 1 a.m. in the morning. So there were no boundaries. I was like completely working every single time and taking the courage to start to understand that this is not my purpose. This is not life. So that for me was key, and that's why self awareness is key.
Yes, just yes. And it's an act of bravery when we wake up and we start taking care of ourselves with that. Um, the way that the way that I was brought up, I I say privilege now, but I got the privilege of enduring a very abusive relationship for years. Uh, I ignored the red flags that turned my world chaotic. I was walking on eggshells, uh, and I didn't check in with me. Even I made endless excuses about the jealousy, the controlling behavior, all of that crap. And one of my wake up calls was when my partner was nice enough to get me into therapy. Well, that was awesome. However, I realized that my partner was getting me into therapy so the therapist could fix me so that I would act the way they wanted me to. That one sucked pun scum. I didn't
Mm.
honor myself, and I didn't honor the emotions and any of that. I was continually betraying myself, being talked down to. And then I got to unpack that through counseling and stuff. I regained a little bit of my conviction. I still didn't have the courage to walk away. And fortunately, I say fortunately, I got to experience another wonderful event where this person passed over and I did CPR. And I didn't have to worry about walking away from the relationship. It simply ended easily. Now, it took me 5 years to get through that whole mess, but um, it could have been a little better if I had been able to tune into my inner world, and
Mm.
because it would have been much better with some of the benefits, even in that situation. It, it tuning into the inner world, it gives us the grounds. Uh, no, not the ground. Yeah, that makes more sense. It grounds the best decisions, our best decisions in relational, spiritual, creative realms. Um, the flow of self awareness, it unleashes our potential to show up fully for those that we love.
Mm. Wow. And if you can notice, like we are even giving our own examples of how the self awareness started to happen. And thank you for being so open, William, on this, because really, this is at the end, that's what we believe. It's really being us and explaining the topics from our point of view, not what a book is saying. Even when we prepare a script to do this, but it's about us. It's about what we are going through. So another trap that we want to give you, like another idea, it's the trap that I fall to as a parent. So I have two beautiful kids that I adore, and really they are amazing kids, uh, awakened kids, and they are even teacher kids. So instead of me thinking that parenting was me becoming the adult that is going to teach them, it seems that they are teaching me to become a better parent every time. So it's like exactly the opposite. And and there was a topic that I want to talk today about self-awareness that I didn't know, but something that I didn't like really, like I don't remember since when, maybe since I was a kid, but I didn't like tantrums. I was like really against tantrums. Like tantrums is something that activates me because it's like how those parents can stop that kid of yelling and screaming and all of that. I remember traveling even in the airplane, like moving from one country to another and all the thing. It's like, okay, I hope that today I don't have any kids in the nearest file lines of the plane. Why? Because I wanted peace in that trip, not thinking about all the yelling and all the like the ears, like all of that. I, and really that activated me. Like, okay, sorry, can you move me to another place because there is a lot of kids around? It's like I need to move. That's before I was a parent. Then it's like I think like, oh, these are my kids. I am going to accept it. But what I realized is having my own kids and having their own tantrums. I was not aware at the beginning, but I was reacting all the time. So being very angry, being very like, please stop. When you stop, we can talk. And it's like very like stopping them. Like you can't use those emotions to really show anything. And what I this self awareness that we are talking is I found like there was a trigger in myself. Every time that there was a tantrum, every time that there was some yelling and screaming and all of that, that irritated so much that I didn't manage that well even with the kids. So uh, my subconscious was activated. I found that there was some programming there. There was some trauma there from the past, and I started to acknowledge that, change that programming, and how. Of course, I come with William. I come with another friend. I start to look for different ideas of okay, look, this is something that I'm finding, and I do this a lot with William. Like, okay, this is what I'm finding this week. This is a problem that I have. Help me think about it, and that start to create like, okay, this is one thing. This is one thing, and you're like, wow, powerful questions. Move that programming to the conscious mind, and you can change that behavior with that. So what is happening now, like when I change that programming, and that happened to me, I remember like again perfectly, and this was a few months ago. I am not saying like, yeah, 10 years ago. No, I have a 6 years old and a 3 years old kid. So like a couple of months ago, I was after this change, there was a fight between them. Like both were like screaming and fighting between them. Both are boys. And I went to the room where they were fighting. I just look for a seat like it's similar from them, that is little, and it's like, and I sit there, relaxed, not activated, not triggered by anything. Just sit for a second. I started to see them. They were like, okay, why he's not yelling or reacting to our fight? And I was like, okay. Do you think this is the best way you can fix this problem? And they were so surprised by my reaction that they stopped fighting. No, you are okay. Yeah, and they move and they started to do whatever they were playing. And I was so proud of me because I didn't react, and I was like, "Wow, when that happened." That's when you have self-awareness, and that's why we are talking about this as a key to start to transform everything in your life. That that's what we are talking.
Absolutely. And I love this uh, comment from Karen. To believe I'm enough just the way I am, it gives so much power. Self-acceptance and self-love lies a foundation to happy, fulfilled life. Absolutely.
Completely.
And um, given my past and some of the things that I've been going through recently, I was incapable of self love and self acceptance. If I hadn't been doing my own energy work, hell, I wouldn't be here talking to you now. So, uh, but yeah, if one can do that spontaneously and naturally, that is awesome. I totally applaud you. Um, yeah, and then yes, great comment. Thank you.
Yeah, and I love that because that's exactly what we are talking about is self-acceptance, and that comes with self-awareness. If there is no awareness, there is no self-acceptance. If no, there is no awareness, there is no self-love. And that's what we are talking here. That's why this is the foundation. And thank you, Karen, really for being here. Any questions, we're more than happy to answer. And any comment like the ones that you're giving are amazing. So
Abs-
letting emotions flow, informing wise choices forward, they are going to give us like data. They are going to start to uh, help us to understand what is happening. Burnout happens when I am tense and I start to realize, okay, let's start to see what are my priorities. What is that inner guidance that I need? And start to change that. What is that intention that I want? And start, have this space to listen. Like, okay, I am feeling like this. It's I even have a headache. Okay, stop for a minute and start to feel it and start to know what is happening.
yeah, when we can do the self awareness thing without judgment, it shines a light on the inner landscape. It's it goes beyond avoiding the problems of that unawareness causes. It's so then here's some gifts that it brings. We get to understand our unique needs better. What feeds us, what depletes us, and that's an interesting path that I've been walking down lately. Is um, knowing how to do muscle testing, kinesiology. I've started checking in with my body on, am I really hungry? What do you talking to my bodies? What do you need today? How can I be of service? Just understanding that we're going through this thing together. I better take care of it. Um, I get to catch unhealthy patterns sooner before they become crises. I get to experience emotions more gracefully instead of reacting. And that took some intense energy work on my part, getting to the point where I could act instead of react. Um, the inner compass that steers us forward and toward truth and meaning, that's incredible. Um, being able to unlock intuition and guiding into flow states and the magic of life, the magic of childhood. That's a thing that I'm working on getting back to, and it's amazing the fruits of self awareness they grow when we tend that particular garden.
And now we really would love to hear from you. Like anything that you have to say, if you are here online, write a comment on a moment that you were more like looking for this self-awareness, or how that self-awareness changed your perspective and even your decision making. Please share your stories. If you are in on single TV and you can reach to us, that would be amazing, because really we want to hear from you, hear your stories of what is happening through this process and this series that we are talking here.
Yeah. And remember, if you're just starting on the journey of self discovery, self awareness, that's great. This is a safe space for all of us to learn and grow together.
So why does self-awareness matter? It's the key, and that's why what we were saying all the time is the key that unlocks the door for a life that is lived intentionally, a life that we are thriving and not only surviving. And that's exactly what we want, and that's the reason we are doing this series of programs.
Yeah, because it's the first step toward understanding and embracing the fullness of who we are and who we can become. There's this self-awareness thing, we get to chart our own course toward a future filled with purpose, joy, fulfillment. I mean, did you actually think that when you started watching Unlock Clarity, you'd actually get an opportunity to do that? I hope so.
So, having explored why self-awareness is important, now let's shift and start to have the experience of that. One thing is talking about self-awareness or awareness, and another one is living it, and that's what we want to do now.
Yeah. And this is where the magic starts, the real magic. Um, Alejandro is about to guide you through an in the moment body scan, and I will follow along. And this practice is a cornerstone to mindfulness. It helps us tune into the present and connect deeply with ourselves. And
So,
it's okay if the conscious mind has a challenge with this. Just let it go play and follow along as best you can.
completely, it's okay if you have a lot of ideas of, yeah, but I forgot this, and it's Friday, and I need to do this and this and this, and tomorrow I have another thing, and I have an appointment in 30 minutes. Let it go. Like, it's okay. Thank you very much for the reminder. I am focused here. Don't judge, just relax and connect. So, what I'm going to do is, if you are not driving, all the other things, you can close your eyes. If you're driving, of course, don't close it. Uh, and and right now, start to relax. Sit in a comfortable position. Start to feel everything that is happening around you. Maybe there is some noises around. Start to feel the weather. It's cold, it's warm. Feel the chair where you are sitting, or the bed where you are laying, the space that you are. With the eyes closed, start to feel everything around you. And now I want you to start to feel your breathing. Inhale slowly, and start to feel how that inhalation is going to your lungs. You exhale slowly, how all the tension is going out. In the inhalation, start to connect with how is your neck and bring peace and relaxation to the neck. And every time that you exhale, the tension goes away from that part. You continue with the shoulders and you inhale peace to the shoulders and you exhale tension from the shoulders. You inhale peace to the chest and you exhale tension from the chest. You inhale peace to the stomach in the abdominal area and you exhale tension from that area. And start to feel how everything is connected and how you are connecting the dots. You're connecting all your spaces. Inhale peace to your legs. Exhale tension from your legs. Inhale peace to your arms. Exhale peace from your arms. Inhale peace to your head, all your head, including your eyes, including your jaw, including your cheeks. And exhale any tension that maybe is still there. And in this space, start to bring awareness to any emotion that you may have. Maybe there is an emotion in your stomach. You feel something in the stomach moving, or maybe it's in the chest. Maybe it's a knee. Just feel it and be aware. What is happening? What are you feeling in this moment? Do you feel any joy, any anxiety, neutrality? Feel the feelings. Whatever is happening, don't judge, just feel. And gently, when you are ready, open your eyes and come back to the program. So take a moment and reflect on what you notice. Anything that's happened, we would love to know about your experience, what happened. If you can write whatever happened, that would be amazing. We want to know about that. I love that coming from Karin again. Thank you,
Yes.
Karen.
Wonderful.
I have
Yeah.
worked for years to accept myself as I am, upbringing, environment, and self-sabotage to overcome. But when I did, I got so much power. My dreams are coming true, as I believe I am worth all best things. It's magical, exactly. Thank you, Karen. How was the meditation, William? What did you feel?
Peace. Neutrality. It's a nice space to finally be in. But that's one of the things that I've just in the last week uninstalled uh, something that's been holding me back for 30 years. So it's a nice space to be in of neutrality. Remember, what we just went through together, this is a powerful tool that you can use anytime, anywhere. Regular check ins, body scans, cultivate this habit of and this version of being mindfulness. Use it to stay anchored in the present moment.
We have another comment. Peacefulness is a great place to be in. Always helps you to have things into perspective. That's exactly what we're meaning. Thank you, Eduardo.
Absolutely. I mean, that's that's one of the truly important parts about this particular tool is just take that 5 seconds if that's all you have. Take your deep breath, check in, exhale the tension, and move forward, hopefully, with more clarity.
And it's in this moment of presence because that is exactly what is happening when you're meditating. And that's why we keep talking about this in every program that we have. That unlocks clarity. Why? Because we have a mind that is going a million miles per hour, like running so fast and we have a lot of information coming from the outside all the time from everywhere that having a time to stop. Okay, it's perfect that all of that is there. It's amazing. Thank you very much. It's part of life, I know, but right now I want to be with myself. I need to breathe. I need to connect with who I am. I need to know who I am. I need to enjoy who I am. What we were saying at the beginning, start a light, have a light that maybe I haven't started with myself. Maybe with everyone I have time, but I don't have time with myself. So I put a light and I start to see what is inside. What is the emotions that are moving inside? And of course, at the beginning, maybe you're going to feel frustrated. You're going to feel anxious that, oh, I don't like this part. It's okay. Don't judge. Start to put light, and light is going to get away any darkness that is inside.
Yeah, I love it. When you're stuck in a place of frustration, the simple act of slowing down and breathing gives gives the wow moment.
Exactly.
It's wonderful. So then, I suppose a next question. Since we're at minute 44 and a half, do we come back to
We
what
conclude now. Yeah.
what's going to be part 2 of episode 3? Do we come back to that next week?
Yes.
So we want to get full attention.
Yeah. Me too.
Excellent.
So, what we are going to for you to start to understand. If you any of you have any questions on anything, send us a message. We are going to be like watching to the social media or any other place that you can find us, and you can write Alejandro Bratti on William Isley. and you are going to find us. We are everywhere. So if you have any questions like, okay, I didn't understand this, I want to understand this. Next week, we are going to be talking about tracking experiences, why tracking matters, what are some methods that we can apply, identifying patterns, understanding those patterns, how I can use them and change them. So for today, we want to give you 5 steps of awareness. When you have awareness, is you can start to find some triggers and be prepared. Having a game plan can change how you apply and how the emotions start to be like, okay, it's going to be a compass. You don't have to turn off your emotions. You need to listen to the emotions so you know if you're in the right path or not. If you're feeling frustrated, okay, there is something that is wrong in what I am doing, and my body is trying to tell me that with that emotion, and that's what we are saying here. So the first step, William.
Yes. So name it. Put words to the actual trigger experience and the initial emotions. Call the grief, call the shame, call the anger. This creates space between what triggered us, the stimulus, and the reaction, what we normally do, so that we can choose how we respond.
Second, feel it. Allow that emotion to crest and have the intensity that it needs. What we were doing in the meditation was that, okay, I can feel now that I am calm. You start with the breathing. Now that I am calm, I can start to feel what my body wants to say. Sometimes your body is screaming so loud that you are ill and you have illness, that it's your body talking to you. So feel it, breathe, and surf the wave as an observer. And we are saying, be an observer. You can be an observer that is watching, like, okay, let me see what is happening in my body. What is my body telling me? And amplify that explosion. Even that explosion is going to pass.
And what I tell my clients when we're working through this particular part of things, put a timer on 5 minutes, 10 minutes, dive into the feeling, feel it fully, and let it pass. And once it's gone, then you can move on to step 3. Trace that trigger's origin story. Where did it come from? Why did it trigger me? What happened? How did it get this far? Was it tied to unsatisfied security needs, broken trust long ago? Um, the inside awareness opens up space for outside uh, ways to address it, and that's the important part. Is some of this stuff happened. I'm noticing some of my clients. Some of these things happened when they were 1, 2, 3, 4 years old, and they don't even have conscious memories of that. So, if nothing comes up, it's okay. So,
And you are going to start to learn, because sometimes at the beginning we don't have the idea of, okay, how I feel it, but I don't see it. I don't know what to do. So strategize a response, an empower response. You are responsible and you are empowered enough that you can take time and do it. So have the strategy and to take an informed decision with the root cause that you found.
exactly. And yeah, I love this last part of number 4. It's start the accountability conversation rather than attacking, and affirm your lessons and release the residual pain. And what wisdom is in here for me? Uh, my hurt reminds me relationships need continual nurturing. That's a nice concept. Then breathe. Just breathe out the tension.
So thank you everyone for being with us today. It was amazing. We are going to finish this second part, this second part in the in the next episode, next Friday at the same time. This show can also be heard on Spanglish Radio Network. Please check out spanglishworld.ca for all the news and programming. Spanglish World. Watch it, hear it, read it, download it, and leave it. Thank you, William. Thank you all. See you next week.